Okay, so boom, that time me and my brother were about to Jean-Claude Van Damme. Pops. Now, I don't know how many people on here that grew up without their father or they watched their father raise other children. Now, a lot of people won't admit that it's something that's in you, you know what I'm saying, that gets stirred up when you see the person who was supposed to nourish you and be there for you and contribute to your life and do things for you financially, spend time with you, care for you, and you see them do that for other people. And that bothers you. See, with my pops, this the thing. When we used to go see my pops, his girlfriend at the time, you know what I'm saying, she used to take us to the penitentiary to see him. Now, I got to say kudos to her, you know what I'm saying, I tilt my hat to her because she did take us to go see my pops. But see, she had a daughter. This is one thing that I always realized, because we used to go to her house and stay all night. You know what I'm saying? Before we went to go see him, you know what I'm saying, over the weekend, because we used to have to drive hours and hours away. So we would have to go and stay all night and get up, you know what I'm saying, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, because, you know, visitation started around 7 or 8. So we got to take that long drive. But every time we did go and stay all night with this woman, when my pops did call, I just was able to realize and notice the relationship that he had with her daughter. Even when he would call and she would be on the phone with my daddy, the little girl would always, "Is that Joe? I want to talk to Joe." And when she got on the phone, I could tell there was a bond and some chemistry there versus when I get on the phone and he doing all of the cliche things like, how was school, how are your grades, you know, anybody being mean to, you know, he asking all the cliche questions versus when he talking to her and she talking back, they conversing, they're having a whole little conversation. Now, me and my brother did have that, you know what I'm saying, conversation before, because he actually brought it up to me. He was like, "Man, bro, you see how, you know what I'm saying, the little girl is with that and this and that." He was like, "Man, we ain't even," you know what I'm saying? But I do understand to an extent that once he went to the penitentiary, my mama moved on. She did what she, you know, we had what you call, I guess, a stepdaddy in our life, you know what I'm saying? And his kids could probably look at me and my brother's situation the same way I'm looking at my daddy and this girl's situation. Sad thing is, now commercial break me, please. I want to speak on this while I can. See, that's the tactic of the enemy. When homes get broken up, it's crazy how the stepfathers or stepmothers come into people's life and are able to contribute and do more for the children versus their own biological. And all of that happens because of trauma, disagreement, things that happen, things that got misconstrued, pain, hurt, all this and that. And then you thinking the person that done came into your children's life is better than the person that you had them with. When really that ain't the case. A lot of time it's a miscommunication and there's a lot of trauma and there's a lot of unresolved stuff going on that y'all ain't never had a conversation. And now you looking at this person as they your knight in shining armor. And then they eventually, we'll get to that another time. But so this happened around all of this happened when I'm coming from Northwest, which was the worst prison in the state. I get moved from, my daddy get me moved because he was cool with the warden. He actually had something on the warden because this warden used to be a CO. Now he done became the warden. So now my pops, you know what I'm saying, just holler at him and talk to him on the regular like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? So he get me moved from Northwest right before I think it was a kitchen crip was about to try to stick on the kid. You know what I'm saying? They actually was trying to get out the door. I got that story on here too. So when I get down here to this prison, I'm on close security, meaning I don't get to go straight to general population. Close security at the time was 22 and 2. Stay in the cell 22 hours, you get out 22 hours. But my daddy had already got my brother moved down there. Now, I ain't never told y'all that, but my daddy and my brother was actually in the same prison together, you know what I'm saying, before I even got processed through the system to actually come to the pen. My daddy and my brother was already sentenced. So when my daddy got moved from Morgan County, he got my brother moved down there to where he was at first. So my brother on the bottom of the hill, my dad on the top of the hill, I'm on close security. All of us in different locations. And what had happened was my daddy did the same thing he done at Morgan County. If you paying attention, this is still contributing to the generational curse that I feel that was already laid, that I already had a foundation. You still doing the same things that took you away from your children. Even though this is an unfortunate situation that we're all gonna be able to probably take something from and fill some voids from. But at first you had my brother there, you were still doing what you were doing, you get moved. Just so happened you knew the warden and you was able to get my brother moved there. Now you still doing what you're doing while I'm on close and I'm getting ready to come out. Somebody come and tell me, man, you know your daddy back here in the hole. I'm like, for what? You know, they trying to say, you know what I'm saying, that was his tobacco, you know what I'm saying, they found up there in the kitchen, which it was, some tobacco, some heroin, some phone, and a whole bunch of other little stuff, you know what I'm saying, that they had going on. So my daddy was already about to get shipped before I even came onto the compound. So when they tell me my daddy was in the hole, they had him on pending investigation. They hadn't actually rolled him up yet because they didn't catch it on what they call on his person. You know what I'm saying? So if they don't catch it on, you know what I'm saying, you got somewhat of a fight. It was just in the area where he worked at. And he has a track record of doing these types of things at other penitentiaries. And that's what most people don't understand. It's just in life. When they, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you could just, if you wrong place, wrong time, but it's something that's familiar, that's connected with your character and things that you do, you might actually get stamped with that as well. Just because I didn't do that, get what they're gonna say. No, I remember the time when such and such and such and such, it sounds like something that you would do. So you automatically, which my daddy was involved in this situation. So by the time I get off of close, my dad is still in a hole. I come out, I go to, I can't remember what, but I go to the top of the hill. When I get to the top of the hill, you know what I'm saying, I get situated, you know what I'm saying, with the guys, you know what I'm saying, I was the business at the time, and then finding my dad to get out of the hole. This is about to be the first time I'm about to see my daddy in prison, us together, you know what I'm saying. Other than that, we had just been talking on the phone, and my brother had already seen my brother on the bottom of the hill. So somebody come to the door, pop, 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 pop. Hey, Joe T, he got a little excitement in his voice, you know what I'm saying? So I pop, pop, what's going on with you, my guy? He said, man, your dad's getting out of the hole, man. He coming up the hill right now. So when he say that, I go and look out the back window because I got the tour on me, you know what I'm saying? I was actually on the phone. I ain't finna come out in the pod, you know what I'm saying? I'm a little nervous at the time. I'm a little nervous, even though I love my guy, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even realizing there might be some balled up resentment, you know what I'm saying, this deep within me. A lot of times people think that they have healed from things and you haven't. You just haven't had the chance to get around it to see how it'll make you feel. And a lot of people think because they stay away from things, they assume that you assume that you have healed. And really what you're doing is you just avoiding it. You know what I'm saying? And that's a whole nother deeper layer of trauma. Because if you can't deal with something face on and react to it differently than how you normally would act to it, then you have not healed. Just because it's because you have not been faced with it. And just the people avoid situations, people avoid so many different things, and they'll blame it and they'll claim it in the name of I've healed, I don't want to deal with that. But when you really heal, you can look trauma in his face and it won't make you respond the same way that you would normally respond. So when I look out of the window, you know what I'm saying, I see him pushing the cart up there, right? And right up under the cart, you know what I'm saying, it's a little space and I can see his little pigeon-toed, bow-legged little self, you know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking right then and there, I'm like, dang, me and my boss, like, we actually at the same prison together. So finally he get to the unit. Of course, the guys, even though he retired, they go and help him, you know what I'm saying? They get his stuff. You know what I'm saying? I just look out of the window. I look out of the violation because I don't, like, my heart racing a little bit. I'm like, man, this kind of crazy. Somebody come to here like, pah, 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 pah. I said, man, what's up? He said, man, your daddy in the unit. And he moved, like I'm in this, like when you come in the unit, I'm in the cell, you could just walk straight down. I'm on the back wall, first cell. That's when I was in the cell with little T-Mac. T-Mac, if you watching this, my guy from Manchester, T-Mac, if you in this, you'll probably remember this story. And I got a story about T-Mac when I told him he get up and use the bathroom all the time because he used to pee in the bed. He actually admitted it to me. Because after about 10 days of him getting up and going to the bathroom, I said, man, I said, he used to pee in the bed, Dean. He said, why you say that, Josie? I said, it's because it's almost like you reminding yourself from some things that happened to your mom used to tell you. And before you go to bed, you better get up and go use that bathroom. You better not pee on my couch or pee in that bed, I'm telling you. He said, I ain't even gonna lie, Joe T, I did. I said, yeah, it make plenty of sense. But anyway, so when my dad is in the last cell before you get to the back wall. So he actually almost he actually in the cell next door to me, but it ain't next door to me because you turn a corner. So when my daddy in there, he unpacking, I finally come on out of the cell. I'm finna go on and face the situation. So He said, what's up? I said, what's up with you, my guy? He said, boy, come on in. I pop the door. Man, bless his ear. You know what I'm saying? He embraced me, you know what I'm saying? We hug or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He hit me with a two-piece like he always do. I go on and hit it with a two-piece and let him know, you know, if I do decide to punch on you a little bit, daddy, you know, these things, you know what I'm saying? I float like a butterfly, I sting like a bee. You know what I'm saying? I promise you, your kid is like Muhammad Ali. So I said, man, what's up, man? So what they got going on? He was like, they ain't gonna do nothing, you know what I'm saying? They done let me out of pending investigation. He's 9 times out of 10, you know what I'm saying? They gonna drop the write-up, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna holler at Straw Boss. Straw Boss at this penitentiary was the police at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? But he wearing blue just like us, you know what I'm saying? He could walk up to the warden's office and knock on the door, just like he was going to knock on another inmate's cell. I don't know how he would do it. We never questioned it. All we know is if you got an issue and you on the right side of Straw Boss, you know, go holler at him. He might pull some string for you, make something happen. So after we sit down, you know what I'm saying, we converse, you know what I'm saying, I'm talking to him, he talk back, we having a whole little conversation, you know what I'm saying, he filling me in with some things, he tell me what happened with the movie, this and that. He was like, tomorrow, he was like, I'm gonna holler at Straw Boss too about getting, you know what I'm saying, my trades moved up here to the top of the hill. I'm like, that what's up? Because I know he don't, with us being up here, of course, he gonna want to be up here. So my daddy going to work, his boss at the time his name was supposedly connected in with what was going on, but his boss, this was a male move. The male move was, you know what I'm saying, at the time before the penitentiary got as strict as what it is, a lot of people who had these jobs, certain jobs like clerk positions, these clerks, the supervisors who worked there for the administration was able to order certain things that they needed in. So with the inmates being the clerks, what they used to do is they would have their people to send stuff in as well, and they wouldn't check in the mail. They would just call and say, hey, you know, you got some mail up here, They would send one of the clerks down there to get it. That's how they busting the move. That's how everything that was coming in, the supervisor actually had no idea that this is what was going on. So when my daddy going down there to work, you know what I'm saying, he had got cool with him, so he would call the unit, you know what I'm saying, and get me to come down, let me come down, you know what I'm saying, while my daddy was like, we having what they used to call it back in the day when you used to bring your kids to work with you. It was like one of these situations in a penitentiary. So, you know, one day, me and my brother would always be in there. So we in there, and this is probably one of the first moments where I was kind of inspired and motivated by my daddy, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to watch how he moved, I used to watch certain things that he did, you know what I'm saying? Because my mom and them and everybody else used to always, you know what I'm saying, tell me that I was just like my daddy, and this is the first time I'm about to able to see, you know what I'm saying, some of the characteristics and the personality, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, just trying to get more in tune with myself from the person who brought me into this world. And as I'm watching him type, you know, it was the first thing I noticed. He typing and he talking at the same time. That inspired me. You know what I'm saying? My papa been gone 20 years. He look like he typing 60 words every 60 seconds. Then he talking at the same time, and then I'm watching him, you know, handle his business down here, you know what I'm saying, even though it's a penitentiary, it's a job. You know what I'm saying? He actually conducting himself like people in society, and he just locked up. Then I was like, man, that's really messed up, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel bad for him, right? So this what caused the issue. When I got down there, I think it was like October, and I had like 90 days or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I got out like in the beginning of the year, like in January somewhere, right? So while I'm down here, Christmas was coming up, you know what I'm saying? Everybody know I don't celebrate holidays. You know what I'm saying? I did my research on them, and if you ain't, you know, do yours, and don't make an excuse and say you're doing it for your kids, because if you saying that, then you just cool with continue on a generation and a cycle by making excuses by saying, oh, it does not matter when it does. So and hey, you can take that up with me in the comment section. We can go back and forth if you want to. If you like truth, if you like truth, but when you hear it, you ignore it, evidently you don't like the truth. And that just is what it is. So look, check this out. So Christmas getting ready to come up, you know what I'm saying? My daddy, not only has he not had a relationship with me, you know what I'm saying, he got a relationship with my daughter. True enough, I made the same mistake my daddy did, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even have a relationship with my daughter, but I spent more time on the street with my daughter than he did with me. He got locked up 3 months, so I'm ahead of him, point blank period. So I'm sitting on the phone, you know what I'm saying, and my daughter at the time, I think she wanted, I can't remember what it was. It was a laptop. It was something that she had asked for, and it was like $500. At this point, my dad is shaking the penitentiary. He getting plenty of money. $500 wasn't nothing to him. So he gonna tell me he'll split it with me, you know what I'm saying? Cause I had a little motion, you know what I'm saying, something going on, you know what I'm saying? He said he'll put 250 on it, you know what I'm saying? I got 250. I said, cool. He never done it. I didn't bring it back up, left that alone. So we down here at the workplace one day, me, him, and my brother, you know what I'm saying? We sitting in it's like I don't even know how to explain it to you, but it's almost like a day area. It's got a couple of chairs out here or whatever. And he got to talking about the girl, not the daughter. He got to talk about the girl, just talking about, yeah, you know, me and such and such, such and such, man. And he was like, you know, she supposed to be coming to see me and this and that. And right then and there, I got irritated off the muscle. So when I looked at my brother, you know what I'm saying, I could tell my brother was kind of annoyed too. I think it was just a moment to hear him expressing any kind of love and care for anybody else. And it don't even seem like, cause we just done picked up talking about business and what's going on in the penitentiary, man. We, you know, at this point, you know, we in the wrong place at the wrong time searching for love. so when he got to talking about her, me and my brother, you could tell we both felt some type of way. Then he got to talk about the little girl. So when he got to talking about the little girl, get what I hope. Oh man, nobody want to talk about her. I said, man, I said, anyway, what about Samaria? You know what I'm saying? For Christmas, I was like, Dad, I was like, what's up with that? You ain't even do it. This man gonna tell me, I didn't know. You didn't ever bring it back up. So I didn't know if my grandbaby had changed her mind or not. She ain't changed her mind. Nobody changed her mind. What you mean? Man, you know, I ain't even such and such and such and such. And then he made a little excuse for it. And as we kept talking, it was like he forgot that he just said he forgot about the grandbaby. But then when he started talking about the little girl, he talked about what he got her for Christmas. And it was, I think it was a laptop that he got the little girl, whatever it was. When he said that, I get so disrespectful. I cussed the little girl out and called out her name. And I said, man, nobody want to keep hearing about that. Beep, 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 beep. Get what he hollering. Hold on, boo. You ain't gonna be disrespected. You ain't gonna be disrespectful. And he say his girlfriend name. Then he say the daughter. You ain't gonna be disrespecting such and such, you know. I said, man, forget her too. I said, man, what you mean? I said, homie, you done missed out dang near our entire life. I said, let me tell you. I said, and then you gonna sit here and try to defend her. I said, she wasn't even ever supposed to be on my granddaddy obituary in the first place. I said, that was another disrespectful thing that come from your family. That woman ain't did nothing for us. She ain't raised up. How was her name even on the obituary? Did you have something to do with that? What you mean her name wasn't on the obituary? She didn't raise, what was her name on the obituary for? Well, she used to go down there and see. What about your kids though? My mama raised us, homie, in and out of court with us, in and out of juvie. You know what I'm saying? Taking us to see the doctor and basketball and all this old stuff and this and that. So the family didn't think that my mama needed to, you know what I'm saying? If anything, shouldn't their name on there connected? You should have been on there. Why was her name even on there? Well, I don't know. It is that serious. At this point, I keep looking at my brother and realizing he the same somewhat coward he was on the street. He ain't said nothing yet, but he agreeing with everything I'm saying. He just basically throwing me under the bus and letting me say everything that need to be said so he don't look like the bad guy. I don't care nothing about looking like no bad guy. Been the bad guy all my life. You know what I'm saying? You're all a bunch of freaking, you know why? Because you don't have the guts to be what you want to be, man. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your freaking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So, what that make you? Good? You're not good. You just know how to hide. I lie. Me, I always tell the truth. Even when I lie. So say goodnight to, listen, I done turned in the Scarface in here. This sucker sitting here knowing his feelings. He got something he want to say too. He sitting here defending this woman and this woman child. They ain't got, homie, she ain't do nothing but probably bring you some drugs, She ain't do what she did. Go in the bathroom and take that pack out of the middle of her body, sit on the phone with you a couple of this one. My mom was out here raising her. You talking about that ain't, that ain't this. It is that serious. She wasn't supposed to be on no obituary. That's why I threw that drink on her when she came to the family reunion. I come to the family, commercial break me, please. I come to the family reunion, it's packed out there. You know what I'm saying? We at Travis Price Park, you know what I'm saying, for everybody who owns from Springfield, right? I walk up to the family reunion and I spot a non-family member sitting up here with the family. Got her hair done. I remember like yesterday. She had the big boy swoop, the back in the day with the 90s hairdo. She had the big boy swoop with the little bun on the top of her, right? I'm talking about that's when they were using spritz, her real hard, real crunchy looking, right? So as soon as I walk up there, she got on a family tree shirt. So and then she's sitting next to my granny. My granny's sitting right there, you know what I'm saying, look like the S curl, Jerry curl, you know what I'm saying, back. She got the little green, my granny smile. She got the God rest her soul, you know what I'm saying. She passed away when I was in penitentiary. But when I walk up here, I walk right beside granny, give her a hug. And as soon as I look up, I don't play no game. I said, what's she doing here? My granny said, oh, don't worry about that, baby. She already know what type of time I was on. She gonna look at me, I'm looking at her, we looking at each other. I said, what you doing here? She was like, oh, they invited me, told me to come. And she had the dinner, it was a drink on the table, right? She was like, oh, I said, well, y'all, you don't supposed to be here. She going, don't start that, I grabbed the drink. Dash, I'm talking about juice done the juice done splashed on my granny and everything. She, oh my God, my auntie run, but what is you doing? You need to go on back to out there. Nobody need to go to no car, nobody need to leave but her. She the only one need to leave. I don't even know why she here. See, y'all were disrespectful, putting on it. She don't blame, yeah, she need to roll. So while we sit, all of these emotions is coming back. And then he gonna tell me not to fix my mouth and say nothing like that. So by this time, my coward older brother standing up, right? My daddy, I'm guessing he done got in his feeling. He done turned to go walk off. I guess he finna take a deep breath, right? He need to. Cause I promise you I'm finna go WWF in here and hit him upside the head with one of these chairs. Let him keep on here talking. I promise you. Dun 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 dun. He finna, soon as I dun 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 dun. Then he get up on my Goldberger. What's wrong with him in here? And my brother, if he don't do nothing, I'm gonna do him the same way. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna turn around and close. And listen, y'all ever got in a situation that y'all done mapped the whole fight out in your head? That's exactly what was gonna go on. So my brother finally get up, and my brother was like, yeah, daddy, man. I said, oh, look at him. Oh, he got something he want to say. He was like, yeah, daddy, man, they went straight this and that. And the way my brother started talking and moving, you know what I'm saying? Because this is before, you know what I'm saying, he deteriorating a little bit at the time. He was having, the mental issue, you know what I'm saying? But he wasn't slipping to the point, you know what I'm saying, like this, you know what I'm saying? I think this emotional conversation, he was actually all the way connected. So my brother walk over to him, and I'm like, oh, brother finna pop on him. I'm most definitely finna jaw him. He deserve a jaw shot. That's for sure. So my brother, while he was like, yeah, daddy, man, he was like, and what? I said, because I'm gonna come around the corner on him. What bro finna do? You know what I'm saying? And bro go to grab him, same way I did. And when my brother grabbed him, I said, my dad, what kind of lessons he done took? Forgot he went to the military, right? When he pushed my brother, he and grabbed him at the same time. So I grabbed my dad. I said, hold on real quick. He said, no. He said, I already know how y'all feel about me. You about to feel it. He said, I already know how y'all feel about me. Y'all don't really care. I said, I found out years later that was his go-to line right there to calm the situation, right? Trying to say we don't love him, right? I already know how y'all feel about it. I wasn't in y'all life and this and that. He was like, well, man, listen. I ain't gonna apologize for the way, you know what I'm saying, I feel. Yeah, you is. Yeah, you is. Even if it's a lie. You better. I ain't gonna apologize for how I feel about her and her daughter, you know what I'm saying? That's all I done had in the penitentiary. I understand what he was saying. That's all I done had, y'all mama moved on, I've been gone all of this time, she take care of me, she make sure I'm straight, you know what I'm saying? Her daughter, you know what I'm saying, that's been something near and dear to me, that's done kept me alive. And at the time, even though I'm registering what he's saying, because one thing for sure, two things for certain. A lot of people left my life when I went to the penitentiary, instantly. And it was people that had came into my life that really hadn't been in my life, that earned a place in my life, no, you could never remove. I don't care what you say about them. I don't care what they do. I don't care what the situation is. If they call, it's certain people that just was there at certain time that you just, it's just a whole nother level of respect. Not to dismiss those who, but it's just something that you just pay a respect to, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be friends or whatever, I'm pretty sure all of us got them kind of situations, you know what I'm saying? And people might not understand it or agree, or it might make them feel some type of way, but in some situations, this is all I had and they were there. And at the end of the day, I love y'all my kids, I messed up, I missed y'all life and this and that, but how y'all feel about her, I'll never feel, because, there is a love, but not to minimize how you feel. I couldn't do nothing but respect it, but I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to two-piece him. I really wanted to two-piece him, you know what I'm saying? And now that I'm saying that, I want to say this right here, man, because I'm so grateful for, every moment that I had with my daddy, you know what I'm saying? I'm more grateful for the moments that was painful, the hard conversations, the vulnerable conversations, the transparency. I'm more grateful for the moments we both fought through and said what needed to be said versus just tiptoeing around as if both of us didn't feel some type of way about, certain things. You know what I'm saying? Because even though, yeah, he is my pops and he left out of my life and this is it, that don't mean that he didn't feel certain things and certain things that he felt wasn't valid. So I'm more grateful for the hard conversations that we had. I don't care how they happen. And that's with anybody at this point, because the point of where I'm at, not saying I'm totally healed, because I don't believe a person can absolutely heal. A healing is a continuation, just like everything else. Certain things that are healed quicker than others, but sometimes it's a continuation. Your response is your response to certain things is something to show you where your level of healing is at. And that's the only thing you need to pay attention to, how you respond to certain things. It'll show your growth in your healing process. But you will never get to the point of where you're absolutely healed from everything. And so that's one of the things that I'm grateful for, in that moment, and because I do believe his apologies was genuine, even though I didn't accept the apologies right out the bat. And that's another thing I want to say before I leave. Now, I had a moment in the penitentiary, when I was going through my transition, when I got into the word and I started doing gospel rap, and I felt like one of the brothers had crossed me out and did some things, that I didn't necessarily agree with. And he ended up apologizing to me. And when he apologized to me, he said, you don't have to accept the apology right now. He's like, that's on you. I respect your process, but whenever you're ready, I'm here. And, I took that dip, if you're watching it, I took that lesson with me, just because, I apologize to somebody, it does not mean they have to embrace and accept my forgiveness and just, and reconcile or get back on good terms. They can take whatever process they need, but know that and same thing, vice versa. So I do appreciate, the apologies that my daddy did. It just took time for me to, embrace that. And of course, a change of behavior and action also contributes to that too. But yeah, that's how me and my pops and my brother, almost got into it, And I hope y'all take something from that. But look, as you seen, I just dropped a little piece of the movie. I'm shooting the last scene Saturday. The editing process has already took place, but you already know what's happening here when I drop it. Y'all come watch the kid. And everybody who done supported me, who done cash out me $1. And if you want to cash out me $1, it's OKSOBOOM1. That's SOKOBOOM with a 1. If you contributed, you done helped in any kind of way, you don't want to got the membership. Everybody who done complained about the membership, listen to me. I don't do stuff or ask for cash apps or ask you to go get the membership because it's about the money. It's about the mission. It's what I'm doing. And for the people who saying, well, he make money on YouTube and they paying it, this and that, I have a life just like you. I have bills, I have responsibilities, I have things that I have to do just like you. And for some reason, people just think I'm some kind of multi-millionaire or that's not the case. It's things that I'm actually trying to do to contribute and give back to people in life. So for everybody who have, I appreciate you, it's much love. But that's my story for today. Y'all be blessed. It's Joe T.